I don't know how I transitioned into an introvert, but I transitioned into an introvert.
I thought there was something wrong with me.
I didn't really have the urge to go out and party like the rest of my friends did.
I like to think I have. My me time and being alone, that's never really been something that I've seen as an issue. I've never viewed my introvertedness as something that requires change. But I will be honest and say that if it ever has produced an issue, or if it ever poses as a threat to anything in my life, it would be in my maintaining my relationships. I think it's very easy for me to get so wrapped up in here or so closed in at times where I can potentially neglect nurturing and reaching out and doing the work to maintain my relationships. So that's definitely something that I have to constantly check myself on and remind myself to put the effort in for, because if I don't, my relationships can become very one-sided. So it's definitely something that I strive to be present for and to be consistent with. And that's definitely been a journey.
I didn't always accept myself being a loner because I kind of made the transition into really realizing and accepting that I was a loner and introvert in middle school after some pretty life-altering events, and it was definitely hard because I feel like when you first start to realize that you're different and you don't need as many people and you don't need social stuff as much as other people do, you tend to blame yourself, or at least I know I did. I thought there was something wrong with me. I looked at people going out and I thought, why don't I want to go hang out with my friends? Why don't I want to go party? Why would I rather stay at home and read? But there's nothing wrong with being an introvert, and it's amazing to be a loner.
I think it has been a journey. I'm 20 years old now, and I realized I was an introvert perhaps 2 years ago when I was 18 or 17 going on 18. I just started university and I didn't really have the urge to go out and party like the rest of my friends did. And I don't know, I sort of did some research and sort of like reflection. Then I found out that, yeah, I am an introvert. And I remember doing like personality tests, trying to figure out what I was going through. Then I landed on the fact that I was an introvert.
I always accepted myself as an introvert, until I really understood why I felt the way I did, why I didn't want to socialise with other people all the time, or when I did, I just completely got over it, or I just wanted that time on my own after school, after work, or I just wanted to lay in bed on my own and just have that downtime. Until I suppose I started learning a little bit more about it at work and how everyone's different. That's when I've learnt to embrace it, and I absolutely love it, and I'm a loud and proud introvert now, and if I need space I just ask for it without any apology whatsoever.
It's definitely been a journey for me, because in high school especially, I thought there was something wrong with me because I didn't have as many friends as other people. I didn't find making friends as easy as other people did. I wasn't around people as much as other people were. Constantly comparing myself to other people. So it's definitely been a journey throughout the years of just realizing that you don't have to be like everybody else. Just accepting yourself as you are, as long as you're happy. That's all you need.
I have been a loner my whole life. I weaned myself off my mother's breast at 9 months, and she was very offended by this, and ever since then I've been by myself in the garden, in the trees. I had a best friend, a couple of friends as a kid, but I've always been definitely, it's never, not even something I've had to accept or think about. It just is, it always has been.
Yeah, when I was a kid I wonder why people would love to talk with other people, why people like to mingle with others, but for now, yeah, I accept myself just for who I am, and I'm not trying to be anyone else. I'm just trying to be me. So I accept myself. Yeah, not really with 100%, but I accept myself for being who I am. and I'm proud of it.
It has definitely been a journey. I had the hardest of times accepting myself. I still have times like that. I still have days like that. I think now I'm much better, but it has definitely been the longest and hardest journey ever, because I just couldn't make peace with the fact that I'm not as talkative like other people. I'm not as bubbly. I'm not as social. I really do love to just be by myself sometimes. So it took a long time for me to get here, and I'm still just like taking huge steps towards me fully accepting myself.
I would say for me, it's been a journey. I grew up an extrovert. I don't know how I transitioned into an introvert, but I transitioned into an introvert. It's definitely way more, it's way more work for me in terms of social settings and wanting to go out and interact with people and engage with people. I do miss the ease of being an extrovert, so really enjoying the company of others, really getting energy from receiving energy from people. But now that I'm an introvert, I'm just like, I don't want to hang out. No harm to you. So for me, it's definitely been a journey, highs and lows, ups and downs. Situations are different, interactions are different. People in general, we're all so complex and different, so it just varies. So yeah, definitely a journey.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a loner. I just feel like I enjoy having my own space sometimes, and it has definitely been a journey because I feel like you only feel obligated to step out of comfort zone and not be an introvert when you step out of university, when you start a new job. That's when you are forced to join those social activities because your boss asks you to. You know, sometimes it's really hard, like during the university days, like you have this social clubs activities, and one of my friends that I usually hang out with, she's an extrovert, so whenever I'm with her, she's like so good in this social activities. She would be, you know, talking and being around with people, and I was just there being an introvert, like too shy to talk to other people. So at the end, my extrovert friend got a summer internship and I didn't, because I didn't manage to talk to any of the high rank people. And I started to adjust myself because I graduated a year ago and I stepped into the job field. I got a job. That's when I'm obligated to socialize with people, especially I'm a lawyer, which I hate so much. You know, like lawyers have this kind of social events that they have to linger around to keep the connections. I hate it so much.
Yeah, kind of. I've just, at some point, like when I was just starting with teenagehood, I didn't really accept that I was a loner. And like most of the time you don't know what those are. Like at a young age you think, like especially when you watch TV, you think that you're supposed to be extroverted. Everybody's supposed to be extroverted when you're young, because when you're transferring into teenagehood, like from when you were a child, like you've always interacted with people. You always interacted with people your own age, like from maybe when you're 5 to 10, you've always interacted with people. But when it gets to becoming a teenager, like you get a sense of you need to find yourself, and that's when I found myself. That's when I accepted that I was an introvert.